Hey,
Welcome back.
another one.
That's right, another one, man.
Number
You guys know
10.
how. Let's go ahead and get it started. Let's go ahead and get it started, man. In order to take accountability for what has passed and what will be, there's no time like presently. So, for all of those with mouth and ears, can we have a moment of your time? We want to gain some perspective. Can we have a piece of your mind? All right,
What's
piece of your
up?
mind. We're back, man. We're
Back.
back.
Number
It's
10. Number 10.
been been a beautiful week, man. It's been an enlightening. It's been an enlightening week for me, bro.
Mm,
Been a
I
beautiful
like
week,
that.
man.
I
So
feel that.
yeah, man. I'll just go ahead and get started, man. I feel like my week had, for me, it had a lot of aha moments. It had
Okay.
a lot of like the light bulb went off, man. So guys, for those who don't know, I've been entrepreneur for only 3 years now. And I'm still here, but they say most entrepreneurs don't make it to the 5 year mark. Well, I'm still here, and I don't plan on letting my business flatline. You
Good.
know, but in this journey, like building up my business and stuff like that, and becoming an entrepreneur from the 9 to 5 thing, it's it is very much on top of just trying to grow a business. It's very much for me a spiritual journey because now I need skills and things that I didn't have in me before. I was very introverted. I didn't really I don't really didn't like talking to people. Nonetheless, trying to pitch them, some work. But now this is my life. You know what I mean? So I gotta know how to talk to people. I gotta pitch this stuff. So um, I had a lot of aha moments, man. I'm always researching and looking into things. I don't know, for betterment. Yeah, I like self improvement. I don't know, that's my thing. And I'm now at a point in my business and Frank Tooley where it's like, okay, I have a website. I have a social media presence. You can find me on Google. You can find me on TaskRabbit. You can find me on Yelp. Like, so I'm all over the place. And now it's like, okay, how do I start getting the customers in? And I came across this thing called ad campaigning, like putting together an ad campaign, right? And while I'm learning about this ad campaign, um, and making headlines and stuff like that, I've come across a gentleman named Eugene Swartz, and Eugene, he was known for, like, making headlines and incredible writing stories and written stories and stuff like that. He was a well known author, is a well known author. In fact, one of his books, you can't find that junk nowhere for under $125, Hector. That's
Damn.
that's
Okay.
that's that's Eugene Swartz, and
Okay.
he was talking about campaigning and stuff, and in the process of him talking, he made it like he just drew this picture in my mind of, like, yo, I have to have the big picture of what I'm trying to do before I can even set up a process to get to these
Mm,
goals.
okay.
So that was like an aha moment for me. Like, yo, since I've started this, I never really sat down and created a vision board or like really came up with a plan. I just know I wanted to do something and I started moving. So,
Hmm.
you know, where I could have been moving a lot more organized and getting things done if I would have took the time to slow down and really draw out the big picture.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I definitely want to encourage somebody else to, like, yo, you guys stop what you're doing. What is it that you desire? What do you want in your life? You know what I mean? And when you think about that, like, if it's hard to think about, because um, I picked up this thing called a vision board, and it's not my first time doing a vision board, but my very first time doing a vision board, Hector, I felt like the stuff I threw up there was kind of like wishful thinking. It wasn't like with any
Okay.
belief behind it. It wasn't with any timeline behind it. It was just like, this is what I want. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But now it's like, having getting going and kind of having some direction and knowing what I want to do now and revisiting this whole vision board thing. And it was asked, like, what do you want a year from now? What do you want 5 years from now? 10 years from now, right? And you
yep.
got to do a vision board for each. The one for 1 year, that one was easy. Now you know what I'm saying. It was nothing. You know what I mean, to like come up with the ideas of what I desire for my business, what I desire for
Mm.
myself in the next year, stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I really want to encourage somebody to just like, yo, slow down, draw out the vision board. If you have a good idea of which direction you want to go in, great. Even if you don't, just make your rough draft of a vision. Think of it as your rough draft. You know what I mean? And just create, put the house, the kind of house you want, and the type of neighborhood you want it in, or pick the location. If you don't want to live here. If you want to live off on the island somewhere, like put that on your vision board. Like, what do you see yourself? What do you see yourself as? What do you see yourself for? Um, it is also my hope that to help get somebody else who's striving into their business journey for them to catch on a little faster, so it'll be a little
Mm.
bit of a smoother ride for you. And I actually have an idea. We're gonna start a Facebook group, and we're gonna use the Facebook group as our journal. You know what I'm saying? And there I'll say, and there I'll share a little more, be a little more intimate with the content that we share, such
Mm.
as I actually stopped and made a vision board for Piece of Your Mind. I'll throw that up there. So maybe
Oh yeah.
somebody else could draw some ideas from it. Maybe you might want to share your vision board. Granted, these vision boards are only important to you, and you're gonna see the magic in it. You know what I mean? And share it with us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's gonna be one thing we have popping off in our Facebook group when we get that started. But other than that, yo, I know I just went on a rant. Heck,
No, you're good for it, bro.
it's a great week, bro. It's been a great
Oh
week.
yeah.
Since the start of the summer, I said I'm gonna start doing this thing called Summer Sundays, where I'm going to the park and work out,
Mm.
right? And then aside from that, I also decided like, yo, I want my boys to come with me. I want my sons, my kids to come with me. I want them to like learn, pick up a little gumption for themselves, and like
Mm.
if you guys want a body, it's not you gotta create it. You gotta move. You
Yep.
gotta act. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to build that in them within the summer. You know what I mean?
I like
And
it.
yo, it's been dope so far, man. I've gotten some consistency out of my boys. My boys had a friend of theirs join us a couple of times, and then this week I actually had these two more join us, and these two are like, how can I put it? I see them almost like they're my own kids, like, but they were my a good friend of mine I went to school with in middle school, Nicole. She was living across the street from me for a while, and her kids ended up growing up with my kids for a while. You know what I mean? So they came along and joined us this Sunday, man. And we got to sit down and eat. It's my son's birthday. It's Hector's son's
Yeah.
birthday. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Aiden.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Aiden.
Happy birthday, Aiden. Happy birthday,
You got here
Ja.
this a
That
week
shit's
late,
cool,
baby.
man. That's okay though. It's out there. And that's crazy, y'all. My best friend, his firstborn, and me, my firstborn, on the same day,
On
man.
the same day.
It's
You
crazy.
you want to know when we
Crazy.
found that out? This year.
Yeah, we terrible,
Terrible,
but
man.
yeah.
That might be some man. That might be some man stuff right there, Hector,
A
man.
little,
Straight
yeah,
man shit, bro.
probably, bro.
Like what? Who birthday is it? What?
Oh man.
um, yeah, but nah, that's been dope, man. It's been dope. I was saying I want to give my time back to some of the youth, and why not start with the ones that I'm closest to or they're closest to me. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
we've been going to the park, we've been going to work out, and then even some well, majority of them don't have their driver's license yet, so I've been teaching them a little bit of driving too while we're out there. It's been dope, man.
I see
I'm
you, Frank.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
I'm
you.
definitely a parent that loves to grow in independence. And the two kids I was just telling you about, I taught them how to ride a bike the same time I taught my kids how to ride a bike, bro.
I like
Now
it.
we moved
I
on.
like
Now
it.
they got a little bigger. Than my little people ain't my little people no more. They bigger than me.
Nah.
You know what I mean? There were some big little people, but
Yeah.
now they hit an age where they can drive, and I'm happy to oblige. You know what I'm saying? I want to be there for the independence growth. I want them, like, these moments don't last forever. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they sure don't.
This is something you only get to share because once they learn how to drive, they taking off.
You
They're gonna
ain't
forget
gonna see
about me
him.
for sure, but
Yeah.
they ain't gonna never forget that I taught them. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
And this is what I like being a part of, man.
I like that. That's dope, man. That's cool. Um, that's how we're supposed to be, bro. Like we, like you said, man. The just the sense of we know what struggling is like and kind of shit. There's no need for them to have to experience that. So, if we have something, then let's give them that something. And I kind of want to touch on that. You were saying earlier that you have to learn and kind of be reskilled at like being able to communicate with people. And I don't really actually think that that's a problem of yours, bro. I think it's just more comes down to a refinement and knowing who you're speaking to. Because I
Yeah.
feel like you've been able to speak to people since as long as I've known you, man. Everybody's always been able to connect with Frank really fucking well, bro. And so, that's probably why you chase the business you're in, because you have that familiarity, man. When someone's talking to you, they feel good in your presence, kind of thing. So I don't think it's necessarily a matter of knowing how to talk to people. It's just knowing who you're talking to,
Yeah.
because that's where the difference is, man. That's where all the radical variables exist. Is you could meet someone that's always in a shitty mood and having a shitty day. That's going to be a bad interaction, but you
Yeah,
might be
word.
able to kind of work through that. And I think that's really all it comes down to. So I don't see any problem there with you going forward with that for real, bro. But then you also mentioned the big picture, man, and like the vision boards. And so like doing something relatively similar to my field, being in design and illustration and all that. There's a thing called storyboarding where it's what the end is looking like. Where the start is, kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But what you got to do is draw that map kind of in the middle. Um, and that's the whole story. So another word for that would be campaign. And you've been talking about ad campaign. So
Yeah.
essentially, you're creating the juicy bits of your story. You remember, like when we was back in school, man, they taught us how to write an essay, right? You got your intro, you got your 3 body paragraphs, and then you got your closure, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so you've got to start. You know where you're at right now, and you have an idea of where you want to go. And so again, you're just building the story in the middle to kind of make it all make sense to get to that big picture. And that's the hard part, is knowing that big picture. So I love that you're practicing that thing, because I can't tell you how many times, Frank, we was in school and it was always like, what do you want to be in 5 years? It's like, I don't know, I want to drive a car, man. Like,
That's
shit. You know what I mean? Like,
it.
they ask that question to minds that are not yet fully developed. And so that felt like really silly to us then, but as adults that are moving with intent, you know what I'm saying? We have a sense of purpose now. We have a plan. We can kind of navigate a little differently. And so having that 1 year, that 5 year, that 10-year goal, that chart kind of helps you put, your idea, again, going back to the journaling thing, it puts something on paper, and then it allows you to really think like, okay, in 1 year, I want to be making, a little bit more, and I want to make sure that the platform is at least by here. You create a short-term goal. And you and I have talked about this a lot, Frank, and this is an accountability thing between us. Is kind of setting up short-term and long-term goals. Where we're at now, where we want to go. So, to be truthful, setting up a 10-year is a hell of a lot harder. So I feel you on that. Doing the 1 year, no problem. The 10 year is a lot harder because if you want to be somewhere satisfactory, if you will, to your standards, you got to really put in some thought, because do you want to be in the same spot in 10 years? Hell no, nobody does. You know what I'm saying? They want to
Yeah.
be a little further along, man. um, through wealth and health and all the good stuff, man. So yeah, putting in those plans and journaling like that, I think that's a really good fucking way to do it, because I mean, that's how I've been able to kind of achieve some success in myself, is having a notebook to write down in, because again, y'all, I've told y'all a million times, this fucking thing never turns off, man. It's
Never.
always going.
Always,
Even in
bro.
my subconscious mind, bro, even when I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming. I'm like, it's crazy. Um, so having something to kind of put it on, and I was blessed, y'all, with Frank being able to kind of put this together, and this idea of having a podcast, and I was in a place to receive it well. So now I have a video catalog that I can go back. This is episode 10, y'all. We've got 10 hours plus worth
Uh,
of content. I can go back and see if that I need to practice exercising that what I spoke a little bit better, or have I deviated from my path a little too much? Am I going left? Am I still on the straight and narrow kind of thing? I have these videos to kind of tell me where I was at 2.5 months ago. You know what I'm saying? And so does Frank.
word.
But
Word.
then we've got our notebooks. We're writing down. Frank's going a step further. He's taking video, or excuse me, audio recordings
Yeah,
and
that's my joint.
hearing himself. That shit is dope. I haven't done that really yet, but I
Yo,
like the idea.
let me tell you guys, man. Let me tell you, if you guys want to learn to gain some control over your thought and what you're thinking
Mm.
about, because make no mistakes about it, life is what we focus on.
Say that shit again,
Life is
bro,
what
for
we
real.
focus on. Like seriously, we think about a million things, a million things in a day. You know what I'm saying? Our
Mm.
minds go a million places, but we can't focus on all of them. You
Mm.
know what I mean? So what are you focusing on? Like if you're somebody who, how can I say it? I don't know. If you watch the news and you let the news get to you all the time, and that's one of the things on your mind. I watch the news too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't let it. You know, it's not the same. I'm not going around talking about it with everybody. It's not. It's not. It's not a focus of mine. I'll go on there. Oh, that's crazy. That's what's going on in the news. That's crazy. All right, and I'm on with my day. I let it go. You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying?
Yep.
Where some people would they hold on to it and then oh
Mm.
be careful out there and you know whatever you choose is fine. But life is what you focused on, right? Because during the pandemic, right, you had people who were getting shots. You had people who weren't getting shots. You had you know people who felt one way about it and people who felt another way about it. And the news was feeding some of this stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
But here we are, 3, 4 years, what going on 4 years later, right? And the same people that was concerned that whole time and worried and staying in the house and stuff like that, they're still here. And then the people who wasn't so worried about it and wasn't staying in the house and moving around, and a lot of them are still here. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So life is what you focus on, man. You know what I mean? I was one of the people that didn't focus too much on like I did what I had to do to protect myself or by what they were saying, but um I didn't focus on like worrying it to stop to hold my life to stop me from
Mm-hmm.
doing things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Life is what you focus on, man.
I like that, bro. That's good, man. That's for real, bro. Because like you think about your daily stresses, man. Like if you stress about your job, and before you even get to your job, you're stressing about it. Oh, I hate my job. Oh, I gotta get. Oh, you're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah,
You set yourself
you
up for that
focusing on
shit.
that thought too. Yep.
Yeah. But if you go in, like this is something I've been practicing, man. Because I don't sleep well. I don't know why. Lots of reasons probably. But I don't really get much sleep, bro. I get maybe 5, 6 solid hours of sleep. I toss and turn all night kind of shit. But I do still feel rested. And it was maybe a couple of years ago, about when this pandemic shit really started going on. I've been like kind of looking at a lot of philosophy, just a lot of thinkers, seeing what the thinkers are thinking. And I came across something that where if you kind of tell yourself, you tell your brain that, I did get enough sleep. I'm okay. I can work with this. Then you can. So shit, prime example, just last night I went to bed close to 1 a.m. and this morning I woke up at like 5:37 or something like that. Man, it was didn't sleep much, you know what I mean? But I got up and I told myself, I feel a little tired, but I feel like this is enough. I'm good. I can get going. And so I did, man. I got up on the computer, started doing some pre-production stuff for the podcast.
I peeped
I
that, man.
started,
I seen the email.
yeah. So yeah, I was working on all sorts of things, man. Just kind of get it going, man. And that's that mental stimulation for me in controlling my thoughts and what I'm focusing on. And I didn't want to be like, I'm tired, because if I'm tired, I'm gonna be tired all day. And I don't want to be tired all day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do stuff. I'm going to get productive. I'm going to feel good about it. And if I'm tired later, well, then shit, I've earned my rest. You feel
Yeah,
me? So
yeah,
it's like, I feel that, bro. You got to focus on the things you want, man. So that that's just true, man. I hope a lot of people can apply that, man. Because I feel like being on this podcast, Frank, for real, bro, I've been able to apply that to my life a lot lately in the last couple of months for sure. Um, and I've seen results, man. I feel good, both body and mind. I feel pretty damn good, man. And I'm having relationships feel stronger, a little bit more fulfilling. Not
yeah,
just for me, but the person involved, the other person. These relationships I have with people, I feel like people are able to see me, and I'm able to see them, and we're able to kind of connect. And that shit feels good to do that, man. So like,
yeah.
just focus on the good, man. Focus on the good. Don't let that bad shit's always gonna be there, man. And if you really need to, just turn the news on, like Frank said. Let that shit consume you if you want, but
Yeah, let it
not
consume
me.
you if you want.
Not
Somebody
me.
out there still moving though.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? To finish I started saying something, now stop. But to finish what I was saying earlier, right? Um, so like shit, I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. um, yeah, what the heck was I just about to say? I know I had something to do. I lost it like right around. I was talking about controlling your thoughts, right? If
Thoughts.
you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
want to learn how to control your thoughts, right? Start journaling for real.
Yep.
Like start journaling.
Yep.
Don't just journal. Read what you write. Like you don't
Hmm.
have to read it the same day. What I decided to do more recent, well, what I decided to get back into because I tried it. It was a failed experiment before, but I got back into it. I said I'm going to start recording myself and listening to myself. Well, the first time I was doing good with the recording myself part, but the listening I wasn't doing too good. Lately, bro, I do this joint right before I go to bed, and I think it's probably the most magical time too. But I'll record something all day, and I'll listen to my recording like while I'm in the bed. If I fall asleep to it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when I say this helps you control your thoughts, it's like you first of all by me recording on this phone, I'm picking I'm taking the things that are floating out of my around in my head, and I'm grabbing that and I'm putting it
Hmm.
in here, right? And then when I grab it and I put it in here and I re-listen to myself, now I'm re-listening to myself. When I go to bed, my mind could be on 100 different ways. I could be thinking about something I want to watch. I could be thinking about just getting some good sleep. I could be thinking about some bad stuff, some stressful things. But instead, I've been taking this thing and turning it on. So whatever my mind was on is now on whatever I recorded.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? If my brain decides to come up with a solution to a problem I've been having, it's gonna focus on the problem it just heard. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? While I'm
Yep.
sleeping, and when
That's
I wake up in the morning, hopefully, Eureka,
Yeah, that's it, right? That's the goal, bro. But
Eureka.
it goes back to a couple episodes ago. We were talking about planting the seed. You know, it lives in here, but we got to plant it out here somewhere. That's how it grows. That's how we are able to achieve that. So again, you with us rather with Peace of Your Mind, and then you got Frank Tooley, and then you're doing your vision boards and then your audio recordings. Like you've got a lot of outlets that are healthy for you to analyze that information that is up here, because again, even if you want to, Frank, you can't focus on that shit all the time because you gotta pay bills. You got to figure out your next meal. You got to make time for your sons, your children. You got to make time for your lady. You got to do lots of other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So focusing on just those things that you want to focus on is unlikely all the time. So we got to make room for that. And you have given yourself a means of being able to kind of achieve that in an abstract way, but not so much so where it doesn't feel like it's obtainable. Anybody can do that shit. You just got to have
yeah.
some discipline to sit down and tell yourself, all right, I'm dedicating 20 minutes to bedtime. I'm not going to doom scroll through Facebook, Instagram, all that shit. No, I'm going to
Intention. Another
intention,
thing
bro.
we've been working on
Yes,
all we've been
that,
talking about, and then been
that
on my
part.
mind all week. You right?
Yep, yep. So, yeah, moving forward with that intention, bro. Like that's where I'm at. That's where you're at, man. And that shit feels good because we see the success, we see the progress, we see the growth. And the best part about it is being up on this podcast, man. We get to share that with everybody out there. We're not just talking, y'all. Like we're actually trying to make moves, and I'm pretty sure y'all see this thing behind me right here. There's a whole that's coming. There's a whole thing with that.
Yeah.
Um, but that's part of my journaling. And I'll get into that here in a minute, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
bro,
You
the,
know what? I
the
don't even
vision
think we had a
board.
chance to. You didn't get a chance to tell me about your week, man. How's your week,
Oh,
man? How you been?
dude, week's been good, bro. Week's been pretty damn good, man. Work solid, killing it like always. um, stress
Hey,
free
man,
there,
that's a consistent message I like hearing, bro. Like
good.
always, man. Why
I
not?
love it. I love it, bro. That brings me a lot of peace, man. Being able to
You,
just
you,
kind
you
of
know,
do all these other things.
I asked some people how they week been, how they day been, man. You know what they say? Oh, same old shit, different toilet.
Yeah.
Same shit,
Whew.
same toilet.
Yeah, man. Nope. I'm trying to be better than that now. You know what I'm saying?
Hector
Because
said good as always, man. I like it, man.
yeah.
That's an
So
affirmation for you. You don't even realize that.
yeah, right, yo, it really is, man. If I keep saying it, I keep believing it, right? Like I
Word, bro.
manifest it, make it happen, man. And so yeah,
Yeah.
it's been good, man.
Nothing
With
but good
work with
days
my
lie before
lady.
you.
I'm hoping, bro. I'm hoping, man. And I'm aiming for it too, with intention, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to just attain that for me. I'm trying to attain it for everyone around me, because that's what makes it feel worth chasing. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always struggled with chasing something just for me. I'm getting better at that for sure. I'm working on that a lot. But when I'm chasing something for everybody included, like I feel really good because I feel like if I'm mindful of everyone, then I have to be mindful of me too, because that's not happening unless I'm making moves, kind of shit. So that's a whole another thing. But me and my lady, we've been chilling this week, had a pretty good week. Got to bring my son to hang out because he's with his mom on the weekend. And so, I got to take him out Friday, and got to hang out with a bunch of his homies, man. And yeah, we went to this place, and they're bowling, and they're sitting here playing laser tag. They're shooting
Love
pool, man.
laser tag, bro.
Billiards.
Man, I miss laser tag, man. I might turn into
Yeah,
a kid again for some laser tag, man.
yo, I was in there, bro. I wrecked him one round, man. I had like almost 5,000 points, bro. The
You know they're
closest to
wrecking
me
the
was like
kids,
three.
man.
Yeah, just showing them, bro. Like, listen, man. But it was a lot of fun, man. And so being able to kind of give my son that made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because that when I give someone a gift, tangible items are cool, man. But I love being able to deliver a memory,
A
and
memory,
so
bro. That's what
that's
it is,
something he'll
bro.
have. Yeah, that's something he'll have for a minute, and that makes me feel good because I got to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a memory existing for him and one for me, and we may remember it differently, but we will still share that space, that mental space, and that physical space, all in that memory, all at once. So that shit felt good, man. And
Yeah. I'm with
yeah, this
that, bro.
weekend has just been
Those are my
solid, man.
favorite kind of gifts too, bro.
Hell yeah, they just
The
feel
one
good,
that
man.
way in here and in here, man.
Yeah, I like that. They got weight in both. I like that. So, y'all, my week has been solid, man. And then, if we get into that, I'll tell y'all about that there. With my journaling, like Frankie really opened up my mind, y'all, to that kind of journaling and putting it down. And I've always practiced it, but never with intent, man. I have on my phone, gosh, like I open up notes all the time, y'all. Like I'll stay with this thing, bro. Stay with it. And in my notes, shit, like I mean, look, just just scrolling, just I take notes, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I take lots of notes. I do this, but I never moved with intent on them, and that's been my biggest problem. Is I have all sorts of shit living in all sorts of places, but they just live there. They collect dust. I've got piles and mountains of gold that are just collecting dust, and I don't want to do that no more, man. I kind of want to move them better, move them into the limelight a little bit, and kind of give back something.
Word.
Um,
Bring
and
them to
so,
life.
yeah, exactly, bringing them to life. So I use this AI nowadays, and I use it a lot actually to help kind of amplify my imagination, um, or maybe kind of refine an idea I have in my head that I haven't visualized in an illustrative way. And then I'll take that idea and I'll put it down and I'll start to create what we call a prompt. This is how, at least for this particular tool, I did this on Midjourney. So using that particular tool, you have to put in keywords, kind of thing. So you can put anything you want. If you can think it, you can create it. That's
Hey, you
true
know what?
for
I actually
lots.
think we're gonna do you guys one better for the people that may be tuning in on video. I think
Mhm.
Hector, we're gonna take a journey today, right?
I think so. I think we're
And
definitely going to try
it's
that.
crazy because we just at the midway point of our show today, mid journey. That's what it's called, right?
Mid journey. Yes, sir. That's what I like about it, man. And I like to think abstractly too. So mid journey, you think about, again, you were talking about that vision board, and I was telling you about that storyboard. We know where we are at. That's a start. We have an idea of where we want to go. So that middle, that journey, whoever came up with the name for that bot, like They were on one, bro,
That
for
is pretty
real.
dope, man. I didn't even think about that, bro. That is
That's
pretty
how I
dope.
thought about it. That's how I maybe it is how it is, maybe it's
Yeah,
not. I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
help you create the middle of your journey, all right? The mid journey, the
Exactly.
in
A mid
between,
journey.
the
And I love that
process.
shit. Because that's where a lot of us get hung up, bro, is the process. You know what I'm saying? And I'm no different. I'm the same to that, man. I have a lot of starts and I have maybe a little bit more than half of where I'd like those starts to finish, but I don't have the middle for a lot of them. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where this is. And so, um, mentioned a few weeks ago, something about the way I measure intelligence. And, the measure of intelligence for me is how you can say one thing multiple ways. And so that's where also the magic comes in with this tool, because I can type something in and then say it just a few different ways, and I could probably get something totally different, a whole different piece of art. So for this particular piece, literally all I put in there was a measure of intelligence. That was it. And this is what it created. Now tell me, like,
Is that a chess? Is that a chess piece next to it? Yo, that's dope, man. Oh, and is this in the middle of like a chessboard or something?
uh-huh.
Nah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, that's dope, man. You put in a measure of intelligence, and it came up with a chessboard, a skull with gears in his head and on his head. I like it.
How crazy is that, bro?
I like
How
it, man.
crazy is that? And so, you know what I'm saying? That's why like I'm in
And
love with
that's
this
from
tool, because
Midjourney.
that's from Midjourney.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in love with the tool, man, because I can control all sorts of aspects on the style. I can control the quality of the render. I can control how much I see, what it show like. I control it. I tell it what to do, and it will do it. And every now and then, I can let it just again pop in a quote and let it freestyle. And this happened to be that, a measure of intelligence. And I love this. I am in love with this piece, man. And I love the third eye, bro. And it's crazy because the third eye on this guy is a time clock. It's a
Yeah.
piece of time. Yeah, I go way left on that one, yeah. But this bot knows what's up, man. It really does. And the best part about it, man, I know that there's a lot of people that aren't, they don't kind of like the idea of it, but I think it is an incredible tool, because Midjourney doesn't just randomly put shit together and voila. No, it takes all things that it's already collected from us, the artists, the thinkers, the storyboarders, the
Oh,
vision
okay.
boards. It
It's
takes,
kind of learning about you at the same time. So like if you were studying like let's say if out of that thing there you had out of that picture there you had a thing for skulls or something like that, and then you just put in a measure of intelligence, it kind of can pick the skull itself because it knows you kind of thing.
so I don't think it's there yet, but I can put in skull and it'll reference all skull artwork. It'll look at tattoos. It'll look at anything related to El Dia de Muerto. It'll take all those religious and those spiritual and those artistic qualities of the world around it, and it'll pull elements from, and then it'll design something based off of that. And again, the more you tell it to do, the more you control the prompt, the more kind of a refined piece you will get. Now, you don't usually get something good on the first try. This didn't come on the first try, but it certainly still did create it. It still did kind of create that prompt after I gave it to it. And that's the magic behind it, is that's where the amplification for your imagination comes into play. Because if I type something in and it gives me a whole different idea than what I thought, then I have a whole new idea being born from what it gave me. And that could result in a story. That could result in a piece of literature, a poem, anything you want. You know what I'm saying? It has that power and that functionality. And so yeah, at some point I wanted to get into that, because I know you wanted to go ahead and create a piece of content coming up here real soon, Frank, and I wanted to be able to kind of showcase what the bot could do, man, and just kind of see if we can achieve that very thing. Um, and just go for one image and kind of let the world see, oh shit, that's what it can do, and let them see it in the way that you wanted to see it. You know what I'm saying? With the
Yeah.
way,
So,
because
guys, one of the blessings about having an accountability partner is you have someone to turn to, and you guys, we have me and Hector have different perspectives, right? I'm
mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm capable. I'm capable of thinking logically. I'm capable of thinking creatively. You know what I'm saying? But like building processes isn't one of my strong suits. That happens to be
Mm-hmm.
my friend here is one of his strong suits. He likes to break things down and figure processes out, things to make it easier. And so anyway, I have an idea for some content that I'm going to be putting in my campaign coming up. So I was just trying to explore some different ways to get there, which is just an empty room. I want to display an empty room, and then I want to also display a room that has some kind of activity in it. Like, try to speak to some people's creativity and what they could do with the extra rooms in their house, kind of thing.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Hector said he wants to show it to me. He'll show me how it works on Midjourney. That's an AI a tool that he used frequently. I actually been diving into some other ones. I'll share with you guys some other time, some other day,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But there's some good ones out there. But let's take this trip, Heck, man. Let's go
Let's
ahead,
do it.
man. Let's
Let's
do it.
do it. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the screen share here, and then all right, we're in. So you said you wanted a room, right? And so just so everyone's aware, this kind of thing works on. It works through Discord. That's the way to get it right now, which is available on desktop or on your phone. I usually use it on my phone because it's just always on the go, constantly moving with it. But wherever is easier for y'all. So to start it off right away, imagine. I want this bot to imagine something, so I'm gonna tell it /imagine, and then this is where I've got to start telling it what I want to see, what I want it to create. So I mean, we could start off with very simple words, like Frankie, you said an empty room, right?
Yeah.
So empty room, and then what else did you want to see out of this room?
I want it to definitely be a room in a home. So like an
Okay,
extra empty room in a home or something like that. And
let's do this. Empty room in home. So it has that feature, feels like it's in a house, not like in some office building.
yeah. And then
Okay.
I also would like to see, like, I don't know, maybe that same room turned into like a, I don't know, like a makeshift dojo or something like that, or
Oh,
somewhere where
okay.
somebody could practice some golf or something,
Okay. Okay. So,
or just an office, a home
all right.
office.
I like the dojo, man. I like that. I feel like
Oh,
that's the move right there. That's where we're gonna
a
go with.
home
So,
dojo. All right.
home dojo. So we're
Hey,
gonna start off with an empty room and home. Now, I want to keep you and everybody out there keep in mind that this is very early on. It's still very chaotic. So getting the same room more than once is not likely, but we can kind of push it towards that idea. So empty room and home. I'm gonna put well lit space. Um, let's see, what else do we want out of a room? You want carpet in there? You want a hardwood floor?
for the empty room,
Yeah.
nothing. I don't want anything in there. Not
Okay.
really.
Okay. So we're just gonna leave it just like that. You want it to look more realistic? Do you want it to look like an illustration? Somebody drew it with computer digital software kind of thing?
Let's go with realistic.
Okay, so I'm gonna do photo realism. Um, and then I'm gonna leave the parameters at where it's at. Um, let's see. I think I think we'll leave it just as simple as that. I don't think we necessarily need to um, go anything beyond that. So let's just see what it does real quick. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's
just
see
go
what it
ahead and
do,
hit.
man.
I'm gonna hit enter and sending the command. And you know what the best part about this, y'all, is it happens so fast. It happens so damn fast, man. It's so
Happened so
cool.
fast we could throw it in the middle of a podcast.
Right. That's the best part about it, man. Is it's right there. So already, boom, it took my idea. Now it's starting right away. And so the best part about it is it'll give us 4 options, okay? And then of these 4 options, you pick the one you like the most, and then you can upscale it. You can make variations out of that one, or you could just straight up download it raw, just as it is. But it's already looking like it's starting to deliver something solid, man. Like I'm already starting to feel the 2 on the left. Um, And that's just the pot. Look at that, already 93%, right? And there it is. Now, let me see if I could blow this up. Can you see it blowing up a little?
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's dope, man. Look at
look
the look
look
at the
at
way
that.
they got the sun shining into the room, man, and reflecting off the ground and joint.
Right off of the back, bro. And
Yeah,
you got
that's
your
kind of
empty room, right? So now let's push, because empty room, everybody's probably like, that's easy, that's nothing, right? Let's see what
yeah.
we can do with a dojo, right? So I'm gonna send
Can we
I'm gonna
pick?
send it.
Can we like? Is it possible to like pick one of those ones and then tell it to add to it or kind of thing? Or
So from what I can tell, there are some ways to add extra variants. I haven't mastered that yet. But now that I know that that's something that you kind of want, I think I'm gonna learn. I think I'm gonna figure it out and make sure that I can get that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and do room in home, because it's not gonna be empty now. I'm gonna take, again, well lit space, and now we're gonna put dojo, home dojo. That's what we want. We want it to be
yeah,
a
home
home
dojo.
dojo.
Yeah,
Yep. And then again, photo realism. And I'm gonna leave the prompt super simple. So one thing I've learned is that the simpler the better, because it'll highlight words. So it's probably thinking, okay, empty room, got it. Home, okay, make it look like a house. Lit, okay, got sunlight, natural light, photorealism. So it takes keywords, and the more you put in, the more you're going to confuse it. So the simpler, the better. I'm gonna send that off, and then we'll see what it can create here. And I don't doubt this thing's capability, man. I've like I said, I've been playing with it a lot, and it's been pretty goddamn impressive, man. This thing is powerful, very capable, and it feeds off of our imagination. So this bot don't exist without our input, man. And so I'm feeling this. I'm liking where it's going so far. And that's the thing, again, going back to amplifying the imagination. Frankie said that he wanted to use this in a upcoming content post, and this is going to kind of help him see it a little bit better and see how
word,
he wants to deliver it.
word. Actually, for
Um,
real.
yeah. And check this shit out. All right, home dojo. So I'm gonna try to open in browser. I don't know if it'll. Can you guys
No, that's dope, man. No, that is
see this?
dope, bro.
Look at that. So we got the mats on the ground, bro. We got the bushes, the bonsais. You know what I'm saying? We got some. Look at this, dude. This is
Yo,
totally Japanese themed, bro. I
yep.
love
This
this,
this is
man.
what I'm trying to create. I want to be part of this in people homes, man. Like, yo,
Dude,
I
right?
want to be in a purpose felt room. Like, what do you use this room for? Oh, I could walk in there and imagine somebody do karate up in here.
Yep,
Somebody do
yep,
some jujutsu or something. Like, yo, imagine if you could create something like this in your home. And mind you, there's a lot of people working from home now, and there's a lot of people wanting to grow in different things and directions, yo. Imagine you could create this in your home, Hector. Imagine walking
yo.
into that space. Are you gonna not feel in the mood to work out or do
Oh,
what they do in
absolutely,
dojos,
bro.
bro?
Absolutely. If I had a space like this, man, hell yeah. And I imagine
Yo,
everybody out there would feel the
how much
same
time we got,
way.
Heck, man? I want to see one more, man. I want to see
You want
like
to see
I
one
want
more?
to see like I
All
don't
right,
know,
all
man.
right.
I want to see like a room that has like the golf thing for real. Like if somebody set up like like somewhere they could practice their golf swing or something like that.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
let me
in their own home, like you know what I mean. They got it set up extra space that
let me get back into it then. All right. So let's see. Let's see. We're gonna do another imagine. All right. Um,
Yo,
and you said,
imagine it's your son, Hector. Imagine your son said, "Yo, Dad, man, I really want to learn martial arts, man, and pick up some self defense skills." Like, bro, you got YouTube,
yep.
you got a dojo room, man. What we talking about?
That's it. Yeah.
What we
That's it.
talking about, man?
We gotta learn some self discipline here. Shit.
For real.
All right. So you said you want another room. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do a room in home. Okay. Well lit space. This time we want home golf course. This one might go a little crazy here because it's gonna be
Not
golf
course.
course.
Of course, yo, what they be using, like a digital thing? They have like a TV with a little digital
Hmm.
thing. I
Let's
don't
see.
know
Let's
if
see. Let's try that home golf studio. It might keep it smaller, but still kind of. This is where we start having to play. We still really start having to kind of tell the machine a little bit. Yo, hey, I want
definitely
this.
about to amplify our imagination. Let's see what 4 pictures
Oh
they come
yeah.
up with, man. Let's go, man.
Oh yeah. All right. So home lit space golf studio photorealism. Sending it off.
Oh, wait, you know what? How about we put okay, never mind. You already hit it.
It's going. Yeah, it's going.
Yeah,
But we can
yeah.
still do another one after. And
Nah, this
so
is cool. Because you
it's
know what?
crazy, Frank.
Only thing I was thinking is like maybe we could put somebody in the picture practicing their golf swing in their home.
Mm. Yeah, I could do that too. I could definitely make it so that it does add a person practicing. It might do it on this one. They're considering golf is a a very like obviously it's a sport. You need an activity, so it might do it, but it doesn't look like it is. But that's okay because I see the
That's okay.
green down on the ground. It's
Word.
looking like it's playing. It's having fun. It's having fun, and that's the thing, man. That's what I come and use this tool for is to have fun, because I do have an idea for a story that I've been writing for at least a couple of years now, and now I'm able to start putting some visuals behind it that help amplify the love that I have for the story, the imagination of where I want it to go. It's doing some pretty crazy things, and having this tool at my disposal to bring that into my life is pretty cool. So check this out, y'all. This is
Jeez,
crazy.
they definitely went way bigger than I thought.
Look
But
at this,
it's
man.
dope. It went way bigger
Yo,
than I thought, but it's dope.
so the way that this works is so number one is the
That's
top
Tiger
left,
Woods' house, y'all.
right?
Tiger Woods, y'all.
So number one top left, number two top right, number three bottom left, number four bottom right. For me personally, I love number four, bro. All that natural light, that big ass bay window. You can
Yeah.
see all the golf bags on the side, bro. This is a golf room. Ain't nothing happening in here except
But
golf.
golf, yeah.
That's it.
You
That's
can't
what's
tell me
happening.
you can't knock one swing off your game with a room like that, man.
Oof,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
This is incredible, man.
Where the
And
homeowners
so
at, man? This is why I want to help y'all create something like this, man. We're gonna declutter.
Yep.
Take that room that used to be storage, and we're gonna turn it into your golf swinging room, man. Take a couple
Oh
swings off your
yeah.
golf game. I know y'all got some coming up.
Yeah, this the
Word,
season,
man.
man.
This the
Shit.
season.
Yep.
Bowling for the winter
So
time. We're gonna get a room and figure out how we could practice bowling too. Why not, man?
so man, Frank, so I hope with these three, and what I'll do is I won't do it right now, but we'll go back and we'll pick our favorite ones, and then I'll make sure that I get a higher quality resolution for you. I'll get them sent to you, and then you can go ahead and use them as your particular content that you're hoping to do coming up real soon.
Word.
But for you, bro, and for everybody out there, y'all, this is what we're talking about when we talk about journaling. If you got an idea, put it down and then let it grow. Because again, I have access to this tool now because I wanted this tool for my personal growth. And with it, I can share with my best friend, hit my accountability partner. I can help him achieve certain things that he's looking to be able to deliver to all of you, to all his customer, his clientele. And so the imagination exists in all of us, but what we really need to focus on again is that moving forward with that intention. And that's what we're here to do right now. That's what the whole display was for you all to see. That was Mid Journey and the amplification of the imagination to be able to kind of realize that in a physical space like this, in a golf space, or right here behind me, you know what I'm saying? You guys want to put paintings up on your wall? You want to create original pieces? You want to make a story? You want to make a child's illustrative book? Whatever the hell. You want to make some sort of animation, man. Get something up on HBO, on Netflix, on YouTube. You can start anywhere. And this Mid Journey, is helping out in the middle of your journey, man. So, and that's just one bot. There are tons of them out there. Frankie and I have been able to go ahead and research and find a lot that have worked for us in this podcast. They've been helping carry a hell of a lot of the workload, cutting something down that would take an hour and a half down to 40 minutes or less kind of thing. So we get that time back, so that, I can go spend time with my family and then refresh and be able to come back with the stronger and healthier mindset to know that, all right, I got to do some work, but I feel better now. So I'm going to do that work.
Word.
And yeah, I'm going to let Frankie tell y'all about the decluttering, man. But that shit's important. So yeah, you said something to me a few weeks ago and you reiterated it not too long ago about decluttering. And I thought, man, finally, like, I can declutter my mind having some
Word,
tools
bro.
at my
Get it out of
disposal.
here, man. You can put it right on the paper, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see it. Now you see it. Now you can grow on it. Like you said, you take it out. You take it out here. You place it in a picture. If you wanted to, if you wanted to grow on it some more, if you want to put a body under that head or something, if you wanted to, now you
Mm-hmm.
can grow on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's a dope idea. It's dope, man. It's been a dope journey. This AI stuff is dope. Um, I can't wait to see what happens. Honestly, you know what I mean with my
Mm-hmm.
content when I get to it. Um, Yo, I'm just excited, bro. And, hey,
Me too.
thank you for that trip, man. Thank you for the trip on
Hey.
down AI lane, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you for letting me do that, man. Because I just kind of wanted to show you, what the hype was. Because I've been telling you about it for weeks now, but I've been
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
over it.
You
I'm
have,
all
man.
into it. And now you
Excited
got to
too.
see
Yeah,
just how quick and how powerful it is, man. So, that tool again is helping my mental, man. It's helping my mental energy because I do write, I do journal. I'm doing videography now. I'm like getting videos out. Um, I'm going back and listening to him. Frank has suggested that, I measure my own intelligence now. And I'm also measuring my own confidence. I'm trying to make sure that when I speak, it's coming from here always from the heart. You know what
always.
I'm saying? But I'm able
Yeah,
to deliver it uh, very cohesively. And so I had a shower thought the other day, and I'm going to share it with you, though. You had mentioned maybe 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, you were telling me about an old quote about having two ears, right? And one mouth.
yeah,
So I started thinking a little bit. I went way left, bro. I love going left now too, bro. So
yeah.
I started thinking, I'm like, shit, I got two eyes, right? So it means I'm supposed to visualize. I'm supposed to take in what I see, right? Got two ears. I'm supposed to hear as much as I can. I even got two nostrils, man. I'm supposed to absorb. I got two hands to touch. And if you look at your tongue, there's that split down the middle. I don't know. I went left again, like I said. So everything we've got is, all of our senses. There's pretty much two of it to absorb, but we have one mouth to speak. So everything we absorb has to be twice as much in volume and delivered once solid. And that's the thought I had, is where I'm trying to be at in my life, is I'm trying to consume as much healthy things as I can, um, for my mental focus, for my mental health, for those around me. And then I have to do the work I do because I have that analytical, that heavy left side brain, and I've been practicing a lot with my right. I have to take them both and kind of focus them, bring them together and deliver very perfectly, because what I say matters, kind of thing, in a sense where my delivery really makes a difference. And if I cannot deliver it, then I fall behind on my own measure of intelligence, and I don't want to do that. So being able to get up on this podcast with my brother here and do this for me and for my family and for my son too. I want him to see, hey, my dad had enough courage to go and be vulnerable. And he knows, better than anyone. I don't like large crowds, man. That's just not my thing. But I have to put it into practice when other people have that interest. Some people want to go to concerts, some people want to go to amusement parks. I'm like, okay, well then, you know what? So do I. I want to do that for them. I want to be there with them. So
Yeah.
this is just a measure of me being able to kind of showcase to my son, to my stepdaughter, like, yo, you can have whatever you want. Just put in a little effort, just a little effort, and feel good about it. Tell yourself every day, again, those affirmations. You feel good about it, then you will feel good about it. And you can continue that consistency. And I love consistency, bro. Maybe you guys have all seen it, but on my Instagram, if you follow me, again, at Hectorn, HEC_TORN. But one of my big things is I practice Duolingo, and I'm on 1,251 consecutive days. That's over 3 years, every single day, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes a lesson every day. So consistency is huge. And then practicing this thing is going to give me that consistency. It's going to give me that motivation. And then if I start putting that down on paper again, I was writing this story for 2 years. I just told Frank before we started this episode, I wrote another chapter. And so it's like, feels good to feel good, y'all. And give yourself those things to feel good that make you feel good. You deserve that. And so I hope what Frank and I discussed here today was able to kind of enlighten, encourage, something. I hope you're pulling away something and feeling good about it. Because shit,
Yeah.
I'm loving seeing Frankie's journey with Frank Tooley and with the podcast, everything he's been delivering. Man, this guy is an explorer, y'all. Like me, I get into one thing and I want to like fucking play around with that one thing until I've mastered it. And this man here, he gets into all sorts of shit that have all sorts of benefits. And I'm afraid to do that, like that's scary to me. So, this relationship works.
Word. Let me tell y'all about my accountability partner. We tell you guys this all the time. Get you an accountability partner. We are your podcast accountability partners. But listen, let me tell you about my accountability partner, right? So, I've been feeling horrible for the past 2 weeks, right? In the back of my mind, I've been feeling kind of horrible, right? Because I have a habit of beating myself up. I know you guys always hear me talk about give yourself some grace because I don't be giving myself enough sometimes. And I started beating myself up about because both me and Hector started like creating like video content and cutting it up and getting it prepared for social media. And like once Hector joined the board and he started doing it with me, maybe I did that like 2 weeks with him, and then the following 2 weeks I kind of fell off because I started exploring. I don't know what it is with me. Like I can't sit still. I get the hang of something. Then it's like I got to put that down, and it's I just like to think of what's next. Like so, with the podcast, I'm constantly thinking of our growth, like growing better, growing to get more followers, growing to get more subscriptions, having getting in touch with more people, hopefully inspiring more people. So I want our outreach to be big. I want to be more engaging. So my mind is all over the place. So I'm exploring. That's what I do. I explore.
Mm-hmm.
So I end up calling Hector somewhere in the middle of the week, and I'm like, "Yo, Heck, man, my bad, bro. I haven't been getting to nothing, like with the videos, and you know what I mean." And Hector just goes like, just so calm, like, "Bro, what do you like? I'm not even thinking about that." Like, he's like, "Yo, Frank, you explore, bro. That's what you do." Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've been finding us things to make podcasting easier since we started. And that gave me a little more reassurance, man. That was definitely encouraging. It's nice to know that like I teamed up with somebody who has some trust in me, man. Maybe even more trust than I have in myself. You know what I'm saying?
It felt like that sometimes, bro. It do,
but it's
but yo,
dope,
you
man.
got it.
Yeah, and it made me feel a little. I left actually that after that conversation, I felt a little more confident about the moves I was making, and that's when I decided like, yo, we're gonna do the vision board, and we're gonna focus on the vision board, and we're gonna then focus on what they call a mind map, because we really want to get this podcast together, and we want it to be smooth. I don't want to keep just running around doing random stuff. I actually done that in the past 3 years with my handyman business. Like I'm on my second website. And the first website, it was like, and mind you, this is decision making, guys, right? This is the thing I'm trying to help knock down for some people. Anybody out there trying to grow on anything, is the decision making process is hard, right? And when you finally pick a decision and you go for it, and you get to that ending, and you finally finish, you say, yeah, finally finished the website. Okay, what next? That's decision making, okay? Like, what next?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm trying to help somebody like really like not have to worry about that too much or have something to go off of. You know what I mean? So so we decided to do the we're gonna go the vision board. I already did that. That's one of the things I've been working on, and we're gonna do the mind map. And I want to encourage somebody to go ahead and start your vision board and come and create a plan to get to where you guys want to go. All right, it'll be a lot smoother because you can go back to the paper. You have it all drawn out. Again, I've been randomly doing stuff like, okay, I need a website. I'll go watch something. I'll be like, okay, a website sounds important. Let me go get a website. Or I'll go watch something else. And not to say I jump on everything. It got to make some kind of sense to me. But I feel like my business to this point would be operating a lot smoother at this point if I would have slowed down and did a vision board and came up with the plans to get to each goal. So I just want to encourage somebody to do that. We're gonna start a Facebook group coming soon, and it's gonna be a little more intimate. We're gonna share some of these things that we've
Mhm.
put together, our vision board for people to people to look at, get an idea, and maybe you guys could put up there. We could conversate about it. You can put your vision board
Absolutely.
and stuff up there, and we could conversate about it, get some ideas, gain some perspectives, whatever, man. We're here for y'all. Find y'all like
Yep.
an accountability partner, man. And with that,
Yep.
it's time to close us out, Heck, man.
Hey, all
Hard.
right. So, yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Just like you said, man, with the exploration, it's been a process and it's been beautiful. So, I thank you for helping us get that going, and all of y'all out there supporting us, constantly watching. This is, we're doing this for us, but we're doing it for you too. So it feels good. So,
Yeah.
with that said, for all those who came through and let us borrow some time, we'll see y'all next week on Peace of Your Mind. Y'all take it easy. Love, much
Take it
love.
easy.